Now, last night, Foreign Minister Penny Wong tweeted this, saying she is deeply concerned at reports of ongoing settler violence against Palestinians in the West Bank. She also demanded that those responsible must be held accountable. How is this being received, James? We know that Benjamin Netanyahu isn't taking the Prime Minister's calls, and I don't think this is going to help matters.
No, and I mean, it's like, really, Rita, settler violence in the West Bank, this is the issue that Penny Wong is talking about? Not, Hamas's crimes, not Hamas, please release the hostages? None of this stuff here. No. It's all about, oh, no, it's those Israelis, it's those Jews acting up again. They're the ones causing all the trouble. I just think it sends the wrong message. I think Penny Wong has been very equivocal on this. And I think Labour has been, with a few exceptions, quite equivocal on this. We're seeing the same thing with the Democrats in the U.S. as well here. And I think it's to their shame. They're to their detriment.
Now, let's go to the US. At a Senate hearing in Washington, D.C. this week, Secretary of State Antony Blinken was interrupted by protesters who were screaming from Palestine to Mexico, all the walls have to go. Let's have a look. Oh, we don't have the grab. Imagine it, they were screaming stuff. James, tell me about this. Tell me about this disruption and the split in the Democrats when it comes to this crucial issue.
Yeah, well, this is something really, really interesting that we're seeing. It's the same thing playing out with Labour. There we had hearings, essentially kind of the equivalent of estimates hearings here in Australia. Antony Blinken was testifying. We had those protesters come in. Oddly enough, those protesters were not dealt with, and it will not be dealt with as harshly as, say, the January 6th insurrectionists, who also interrupted proceedings on Capitol Hill, but that's another story for another night. This is, though, the great problem that the Democrats have. Labour has, too. They have a large Jewish constituency, but they also have a large Islamic constituency, more recent migrants. These migrants in the U.S., and one of the big Arab American groups has said, you have got to call for a ceasefire, Joe Biden, by 5 o'clock, I think, tomorrow, or we are going to pull our support from you for the upcoming Democratic campaign. Now, remember, in the U.S., you don't have to vote. So if those voters stay home, and in states where there's a big Arab and Muslim population, like Michigan and things like that, that could be the sort of thing that swings states one way or the other. So it's a huge domestic problem for Joe Biden, I think.
Oh, absolutely. He's got all sorts of problems. We've run out of time, James. So much more to discuss. Thank you so much for your time this evening.